Hello and welcome. I hope you're in the mood to paint some soft romantic florals and elegant leaves because that's exactly what I have for you today. Just in time for Valentine's Day or any other day you want to send someone some love. Or just keep this piece for yourself. The tutorial is in real time and you see all aspects of creating this design, but the pace between painting parts is a little bit quicker. It's quicker because I've whittled down my brand new 35 plus minute Skillshare class into this free 10-minute tutorial. If you're already a Skillshare member or you want to become one, I invite you to hop on over to that platform if you want to take a deeper dive into learning about this design. All right, jumping right into this, I cut out my heart from the handouts on the back. I scribbled in with my 2B pencil all the way around, leaving this side blank because that's where my flowers are going to go, the main flowers. And then I laid it down, used a stylus to trace my heart, leaving this side open. And here we go. And I've already erased a little bit of those pencil lines out just to keep them very, very faint. My brush in the green, super saturated. So I come over here, dab it onto the sponge. I'm going to start right about here. It's pretty light, and that's what I want. Just a very quick laid down oval. I'm going to drag it on the sponge a little bit more and just lift out some of it. It's pretty watery right there, so I'm trying to be careful. All I want to do is just add a couple little dots here. If it bleeds right away into what you've already laid down, that is not a big deal. And that's that. Roll it in this section, dab it, and then get into that concentrated part and then lay down my stroke. See what we have here. And I typically start on this side. Brush is fairly wet. I hope you can see that. Got a little spot there. Just some quick petal strokes. Fairly consistent, but not overthinking it. I do get a little smaller sometimes on the top here. Might add a little line here or there just for some visual interest. Load my brush again, so I do need to pull in some water, a little bit more pigment here. We're going to add a few little highlights after we're done with all of these, so no worries. Okay, we'll walk away from that one. I'm going to roll in this part first, dab it on my sponge, but I'm going to get that tip right into the concentrated pink because that is the stroke I'm going to lay down first. And I'm using, of course, the tip and just maybe the first 1/4 of this brush on its side. I start with the center of the rose, do some little bit of marks, C-curves sometimes we'll call them, or just basically making some marks around that center, rinsing off my brush, and then just kind of feathering out the strokes from there. It's a little bit thick right there, but that is okay. Leave some white space. I'm going to rinse my brush very quickly, dab it on my sponge. I want my brush to still be wet and have some pigment in it. So then I just start laying in a few little squiggly strokes. It is soaking in pretty good. It's hard for me to see too, actually. We'll come around to the side here, come out that way. So let's do this. Let's add, just kind of as place markers, let's just add some leaves. A lot of times I will leave space here too. Tell you what, we'll use this one not as a leaf, but more for like this little bud. Do a little one here. So I'll just tend to take the top part of the bristles and add maybe a couple strokes around this first stroke that I laid down, just giving it an extra little oomph of delicacy. A lot of times what I will do is just add dots of pink too, just to pull the eye in and carry that color through. All right, so I just extended this, forgot to hit record, just extended that down a little bit. And I just go around the outline. Turn your paper as you need to. I'm liking that. So let's get this one right here. So I like how this one comes in just a little bit of a curve, as does this one here. It gives it a really nice whimsical look to it. Super light leaves, not worried about the pencil line at the moment. Your eyes can just travel around nicely. You know that's the heart shape there. Cut through this one. I think I will add one little stem right there. Not stem, little leaf. I would suggest picking up speed as you're doing this and try not to overthink it. Easier said than done. A little bit of a stem here. Just kind of using it as a pencil, sketching in some of these dark areas. I might go back over something 2 or 3 times because I'm cautious when I do this. Add a little greenery there. These guys are dry, so we can just do either a little line or just like V shapes under these little buds. Get a couple leaves again on here. Tiny little ones. Tiniest little dark contrast areas to some of these leaves. Since we've got some darkness up here, I feel like I need to pull that down a little bit. Okay, we're going to be brave and just do a couple little lines on these guys here. But I'm just trying to deposit some of that paint right now, and then can pull out some lines. And just add a few little highlights. Strengthen some of the edges here. I don't always do that, and probably are looking at that like, I didn't even see what you did, Jen. That's too, it's not very visible at all. I like the petals how they are, so I really don't want to add a whole lot. These petals are so light, giving just a little whisper of a highlight. I just want to soften this rose a bit. I'm not even sure if you can see that, but it just looked like some of the hard edges were just a little bit too hard there. Now that it's wet, I can just soften the edges a little bit more. Darker in the center, just to really bring the eye into that area first. All right, that's it. That is the end of our mini tutorial. I do hope you enjoyed this. I had a great time making it for you. As I said in the email, I do have a full-length Skillshare class. It's this exact same design. It's about 40 minutes, but it is packed with a whole lot more information, and we take a little bit more time going through some of the initial strokes. We talk about some color alternatives. I give you some bonus tips and tricks along the way. So if you're interested in that, I'd be grateful if you could hop over and check that class out. If not, no big deal, no worries. All right, have a great day, and I'll see you soon.